What's up, everybody? Taco Bandit here for another Taco Tuesday. Today I wanted to go through the technology package. I did decide to get the upgraded technology and convenience package for the Tacoma. It runs about $1,500, and basically what it gets you is the dual zone climate control, heated seats, blind spot monitoring, cross traffic alert, and your parking sonar, and that sort of thing. This can be added to any of the TRD models, and like I said, it is about $1,500. And I was on the fence about this. You know, obviously for an access cab truck, you probably don't need dual zone climate control, and honestly, I don't use it. But it is nice. You know, I just leave mine on auto, so it syncs both sides together. But it is nice that you can set it on one particular temperature, and then you know, your whole truck will go to that actual temperature instead of messing with the dial, going between hot and cold and trying to figure out, you know, just exactly what you want on that given day. I tend to leave my truck about 70 degrees, and you know, it'll heat up or cool down to make it that 70 degrees. One thing that I have found with the climate control is when you get in your truck and it's a really hot day or it's a really cold day, you know, say it was 95 degrees that day, and then your truck needs to cool down to the 70 degrees that I set it at. So when you get in a normal vehicle and you turn it on, the vents will start blowing, you know, full blast until it gets cold, and then it'll start to regulate. What this truck does that I think is pretty smart is it doesn't blow really any air at all until it gets to that 70 degree temperature. So it's not constantly blowing hot air on you when you're already hot, which I think is a really good idea. As far as the blind spot monitoring and that sort of thing, the visibility in this truck is really good. But, you know, being on the highway and that sort of thing, for the majority of my driving, it is really nice. There's two little icons in each mirror that light up orange when there's someone in my blind spot, and then when the light goes off, I know that it's safe for me to merge over and you know, get in front of traffic or whatever. As far as the cross traffic alert, I haven't been in too many predicaments where that's really come into play, but basically what that does is it uses your parking sonar and the sensors in the back of the truck, and then say you're trying to back out of a driveway or a parking space or something like that. If there's a car within your general vicinity, both of your blind spot monitor lights will light up in both of the mirrors, and your truck will start beeping, and it actually highlights the vehicle or whatever in your rear view camera. So basically what the parking sonar does is it tells you when you're getting close to something. Now this is a really huge feature. I mean, all of the 2016 Tacomas do come with a backup camera, but you know, it does tell you where the object is that you're getting close to and that sort of thing. It not only beeps at you, but it shows up, a little truck icon shows up in the screen in your gauge cluster, and it tells you what part of the truck you're getting close to. So whether, you know, you're backing up to a wall and the wall is, you know, right along your tailgate, or if you have something off either corner, it'll show you exactly where the obstacle is. Another feature that you do get with the technology and convenience package is, at least for the TRD off-roads, is the body match color keyed bumper. Personally, I don't like, well, I wouldn't say I don't like it, but I would much prefer to have the body match bumpers, at least on a quicksand truck. And some of the other trucks, you know, like black or the Barcelona red or something like that, the chrome bumpers don't look nearly as bad, but the chrome on the bumpers on the quicksand trucks do seem to clash with the paint, in my opinion. But I'm also not much of a fan of chrome to begin with, which is, you know, why I've taken some of the badging off on my truck and that sort of thing. So is this package worth it? Well, it kind of depends on what you want your truck for. Like I said, it is just under $1,500 before tax. It's $1,480. And you know, it does give you some useful features. The the climate control thing is kind of on the fence. The heated seats are really nice if you do live in a colder climate, and the sensors in both of the mirrors that tell you when you have a vehicle in your blind spot is really helpful. Outside of that though, I mean, I don't really use a lot of the features in the truck, you know, like the parking center and that sort of thing, and it can be switched off if you decide that you don't like it. Personally, I'm glad I did decide to go ahead and get it. It does make the truck a little bit more livable and more comfortable, and you know, honestly, I'm going to be paying on my truck for a while anyhow, so you know, that little bit that adds to my monthly payment isn't really as big of a deal. This old man behind me is absolutely jamming. He's driving a yellow Xterra, listening to rap music. This guy's probably like 60 years old. I don't know what's going on right now. He's also driving he's also driving with his back hatch open. So he's just jamming and he doesn't care, but so good for him, I guess. So as for the other options that I got with my truck, I did decide to get the towing package, which is $650, and you know, adds a lot of you know, your transmission cooler. It comes with a bigger radiator and alternator and that sort of thing. It also comes with a 4-pin and 7-pin connector for your trailer lights. Personally, I don't do a whole lot of towing, but for $650, you couldn't have that done in the aftermarket for that price. And you know, for off-roading or slow speed applications, it is always good to have that extra cooling. So let me know if you have any questions in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time.